તાજા સમાચાર તમારી ભાષામાં મેળવવા માટે ડાઉનલોડ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડડેની એપ.
Hello and welcome to the Bombay film story. My name is Shekhar. There's a podcast about Bombay as in Mumbai. It's a podcast about films as in movies. It's also a podcast that looks at both these things through the lens of a person who's important to both the city and of course cinema. With me is actor Manoj Bajpayee. Thank you so much, Manoj.
Thank you
for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. I've been chatting with you for कितने साल हो गए?
More than 2 decades.
2 decades, drunken nights.
Drunken nights, yes.
you in a rickshaw,
Yes.
going back from a party, आपका रास्ता खो गया, etc., etc. It's been quite a journey, and has it been such a journey of Bombay? You know, one thing I do understand about you, and which I think थोड़ा मैं तोड़ूंगा आपका आज इस conversation में. You're not hugely into nostalgia. इतना पसंद नहीं करते हैं आप.
हाँ. पता नहीं मतलब वो एक बिहारियों की आदत थी जो आई यूज्ड टू हेट इट एंड मेनली माय फादर ऑलवेज टॉकिंग अबाउट यार 1971 की बात है मुझे याद है यू नो सो and I always found it quite hilarious and also futile why to get into that but when you are remembering a shift or transition of time, that I find much more interesting.
Right.
Like when I talk to someone about the studio system and how it kind of withered away, how we saw it going away and independent producers taking over.
50s.
And the film shooting started coming out of the studios, and then slowly the dominance of the independent producers giving way to corporate houses. You know, one has seen all of that.
Right.
So I like to delve into those things rather than really individual achievements.
1951 में जो कर रहे थे. But you know, I have to start this conversation, of course, with your relationship with the city. Right. Your relationship with Bombay. What kind of relationship is it? Is it love? Is it hate? Is it a toxic relationship?
No, it's a very neutral. Okay. I'm like an observer who's also working here. It can't be love. It can't be hate because I came from Bihar to Delhi.
Yeah.
Then Delhi University and theatre. Then I came to Mumbai. So I always felt like a refugee.
Yeah.
You know, going from one place to another. Really not finding a home where you can think of going back to for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years. Each and every place was a temporary setup, right? So that has never let me, feel settled mentally.
Yeah.
Or
so Bombay doesn't feel like home to you.
It doesn't.
After so many years.
No, not really.
Really?
I was telling someone, it's hilarious. I find it. I really wonder. I stayed in my village or in Bihar for say 18 and a half years.
Okay.
After
the first
that,
18 and a half years.
18 and a half years. And after that, I left for Delhi for college and theatre. And then I stayed in Delhi for 10 years. And I'm here in this city for so many years.
कितना साल हो गया?
I mean, around 29, 30 years.
29, 30 years. It still doesn't feel like home to you.
It doesn't.
Huh? Like you feel like an observing outsider.
Observing outsiders, always. I find it very... I don't feel comfortable saying that and I'm going home to my apartment. Because I never could come to a situation where I could find an apartment, a home. For me, home was my parents, my village house, okay? That's how I remembered home always, okay? Even in Delhi, so you were living in a Barsati, you were living in a setup of say one bedroom where
constantly moving.
Constantly moving. And then, so I think that's a different mental setup. I mean, I always thought that it's not a good thing. I have to, somehow convince myself that this is my setup. But the apartment that I live in with my family, this is where my daughter was born.
Yeah.
I should at least call it home.
You don't call it home?
I don't call it home.
And it's a place you own?
मैं ओबरॉय जा रहा हूँ. I mean, you understand? So मैं फ्लैट पे जा रहा हूँ.
Interesting.
I think it's a very refugee mentality.
You know, you brought up Delhi, and एक तो सवाल पूछना ही पड़ेगा मुझे. It's the oldest urban India debate.
Right.
Delhi versus Bombay. You know, what do you make of it? What do you think is the difference between Delhi and Bombay? What do you make of this divide?
Apart from the usual conversation that Bombay can only grow vertically, and Delhi is growing horizontally because it has
The
space.
right.
Yeah, but Delhi, I would still say that it's not truly a cosmopolitan. It is still, somewhere hanging between an urban mindset and a rural mindset. Also because it is surrounded by rural India. Okay, and the people who have been transitioning or shifting to Delhi, they were all coming from, say, small town or rural
Or adjoining areas also.
or adjoining areas or rural India like Bihar and UP.
Right.
Okay, mostly.
Right.
So they also got only only that culture and that behavioral pattern, not the cosmopolitan. Yeah, and even they started creating their own bubble, as it happens in the big cities, right? So nobody was ready to really embrace the metropolitan culture of Delhi. Where West Delhi is completely Punjabis came from Pakistan. So everyone has they kept on creating their own bubble or ghetto, you can call it. But Mumbai that way is very, very cosmopolitan. Mumbai is truly a place where if you don't have money, you will have to struggle to find your next food. Mumbai is truly a place where nobody knows nobody. That way Delhi is still pokey.
Right. Interesting. So the Bombay you came to 30 years ago.
Right.
Was obviously a very different Bombay from what it is in 2024. What was that Bombay like?
The Bombay was freshly hit by the bomb blast, 93.
Right.
And
So you moved around 94?
no, 93.
93 only?
93, we started shooting for Bandit Queen December 92.
Right.
And 93, we finished almost everything of Bandit Queen, and Saurabh Shukla and I, we took the next train. Okay.
So the moment you finished shoot, you knew something great has happened and this might lead to better things but maybe now you can move to Bombay?
We never thought that. We never thought that.
Okay.
It was Shekhar Kapur who convinced us to move to Mumbai city, and somewhere he scared the hell out of us, because all of us were in Delhi in doing theatre for 10 years and we still haven't reached anywhere. We were very happy in our own bubble where 200 people, the select audience is coming to watch your plays, and you are very happy with those appreciation and the criticism, whatever. We are very happy in our own small groups of theatre activists. But it was Shekhar Kapur who kind of woke us up. He said, guys, what are you doing? You come to Mumbai because you'll be falling sick, you'll be getting married, you guys have done enough theatre, come on. I mean, come out of your idealism, come to Mumbai. And then all of us
So there is an entire batch of Bandit Queen that came to Bombay, na?
not only Bandit Queen, all of the Bandit Queen cast shifted at the same time. Entire.
Right.
And then along with us, it was just before us was Ashish Vidyarthi, just after us was Tigmanshu Dhulia and the rest of them. Because, somewhere we all were made insecure by Shekhar Kapur. That you guys...
So if that conversation hadn't happened, if Bandit Queen hadn't happened, because it was per chance that this director comes to Delhi, cast entirely from National School of Drama and the theatre scene, you could have been a theatre actor all your life in Delhi. Would that be
maybe coming to Mumbai would have been delayed by say a couple of years. Coming here was the only choice for every actor in Delhi. And whereas...
So you have to do film or television, that's where the money is.
No, I mean, because we were this idealist young people, didn't want to compromise
on your art,
and on your expression by doing Doordarshan, so, or coming to Mumbai and be part of commercial cinema, which didn't have space for us, apart from the henchmen and the long distance brothers.
સબસ્ક્રાઇબ કરો ગુજરાતી મિડડે બેલ આઇકોન પર ક્લિક કરીને મેળવો તમામ વિડીયોના ડાયરેક્ટ નોટિફિકેશન.